What's up? What's up? How's it going? Thanks for coming through, man. Ooh, unnecessary bare hand. I've been having some server issues today, so hopefully the stream can go all the way through. Well, we'll see what happens. Trying to get that chipper. I think you might be one of the first people to get an immortal. Well, I mean, maybe not the first, but the way that it's looking, it seems like you're gonna have to kind of push for one at a time. That might work out for you if you're just trying to get chipper. And then Mike Schmidt on the way there is gonna be like fantastic. He could end up being an end game card for a lot of people playing at shortstop. So if you got Mike Schmidt, you've got chipper, and then probably Joe Torre is even playable, but I don't know if you're gonna stick with him. How's everything else going? I know it's going to be a long grind. It's hard to even like think about getting to that point with whatever 350 hits for each of those guys. It's going to be tough. I think Albert Bell is like double, because you have to get 350 hits for right fielders and left fielders. See if we can get him here. Nah, he had a good jump off the base. Yeah, I could be wrong. I think that's the number though, 350 from both of them. I mean, let's say if you put in a loaded lineup full of left fielders and right fielders, and let's say you get 20 hits a game on rookie, that's about like 17 games. I think it was 17 or 18 games, so that's not horrible, but at the same time there's so much of a grind, and then on top of that you have to get the diamond card after that, and then that card itself is going to have a grind as well, so it's going to take a while. Yeah, makes sense. School's alright. No class on Wednesday, so that's good. Was able to finally put a video together, as you mentioned. Hopefully gonna try to do one this weekend, but I might not be here this weekend, so we'll see. Maybe Monday. And yeah, no exams this week, which was good, but we had one last week, and I think there's one coming up next week. Piazza and 7th, third baseman. Yeah, I guess. Well, does that Joe Torre card play catcher? 30 views on today's video. Man, I love this Pujols swing. Ooh, we should have caught that ball. But he's got these first basemen that they're giving us right now. The first baseman that they've given us, so actually first baseman and Mike Piazza, who's secondaries at first base. But for whatever reason, the first base position, they all have line drive swings. Pujols and Frank Thomas and Piazza, they all kind of, the bat goes straight through the zone rather than having any kind of uppercut, which I like personally because you can do so much with it. So they've been getting a lot of line drive hits for me, which is nice. Yeah, 30 views, that's good. I anticipate usually around 50 views by the end of a couple of days on a new video, unless it's one I know that's like really important or something that people are really looking for, like those hitting videos. Those ones I anticipate usually close to 100 early on. But that's all good. We're just having some fun. No fun plans this weekend. I have my cousin's friend's wedding. Who's like a family friend, so like, but I don't really know them too well. So I might have to go home for that, and in that case I won't be here, but if I have homework I might stay here, and then if I have homework then I'll probably stay here and grind as well for some of these missions, and hopefully put together a couple of videos as well. How's work been? Did you say you work overnight at the hospital? Let's go. Gleiber's been hitting nicely for me recently, but still misses some pitches that I feel like I got. I need to take some pitches. Nice, nice. I don't know, it seems like every person I meet recently is either doing nursing or is a nurse. It's kind of weird. Just the percentage of people, but that's awesome. All my friends are graduating right now, or just graduated, so it's kind of weird. I'm one of the last few that are still here. I took time off to like work and stuff. So I'm still sticking around. Yeah, it definitely is. Is that always what you wanted to be? So I feel like it's like for everybody that I've met, all these people that are for the pay rate, yeah. One of my friends definitely did that, but it seems like everybody that I've met that's in nursing right now started somewhere else, and then like it just felt like a good balance for them, and where they could really be doing something meaningful. The doctor, got you. My plans, I'm doing engineering management in electrical engineering, which is pretty similar to what my dad's doing. I'm not super into it. So like the game development stuff is what I'm really interested in. If I do, I mean, I'm going through with the degree no matter what. I just don't know about the job field. What I would really like is if I could put it into, I was looking into some jobs at some jobs at the commissioner's office for baseball. I think that would be pretty cool, but it's really like I have to have the right job if I want to stick in the field. Well, yeah, definitely worth getting the degree. I just need to prove to myself that I can be focused and you know, put in the hard work. See if we can get a good pitch here to hit. That was hittable. Yep. I mean, becoming a nurse isn't easy either, so your lazy must be most people's hard working. I thought I was lazy for a long time. I just wasn't motivated. So now I'm trying to put it all together, and with the channel being consistent with it and just everything in general. Trying to be consistent, putting forth the effort that I can, and learning to do stuff that I don't necessarily want to do, but need to do. What's up, Nacho? Playing some ranked seasons right now, up to 0 in the 4th. I'm hoping this guy's really good because then I'll get a nice boost on my ranked seasons rating. That is on the concourse. Alright, I gotta check the distance on that one after this guy's at bat. Really hate that they took away the distance tracker. Nacho, have you worked on any of these Immortals yet? Flatwoods is working on Chipper. He's a Braves fan, so he's working on the Chipper Immortal. And obviously the Mike Schmidt in order to get there. 458. How's the sound level, by the way? I turned down the game volume for the most part, but I also turned down the headphones volume, so it might be a little louder than I think it is. So just let me know. Yeah, they're gonna be a grind. Of course, like you're expecting that they put in those games, like the amount of games, innings, or hits, or whatever, for whatever cards you're trying to get. Like once you get that diamond, maybe there's a big grind to get the program card, but I was surprised that they put in that like 350 hits with left fielders and stuff like that. Just because like after you do that part of the grind, I'm not sure how much more. Did this guy quit or was there a server error? What happened? Okay, he quit. Yeah, so there's that. There's that extra grind afterwards, right? So you've got these two right here, these right field, left field stats, and you got 350 on each side. So that's 750 hits. But then on top of that, once you finish all these, then you can finally get that diamond card, right? That diamond card. And then you still have to do this mission, which I'm guessing, since his other silver mission, or gold or whatever it is another 30 hits, this has to be something like 50 to 100 hits as well. So I'm thinking, all right, so we got 30 hits, let's say 50 hits, and then another 700 hits. And a lot of this does overlap, which is good, but the one that doesn't overlap is going to be this part. That final diamond card is not going to be able to overlap with any of these, which I was hoping it would, but it doesn't, which means you have to do another 50 hits. These 30 hits are basically going to fit into this category, one of these categories, which is good, but this one won't. By the way, if you, well, I'm not sure if you guys are, but at least for this one, I don't know if you've already put in your stubs for the exchanges, but there have been certain cards where it's actually been worth using silver cards. These 78s are about double, so 3, 7, 8, 8, and this is about 1541. So let's call it a little more than double, a double and a half. So let's see how much they're going for. Because if it's more than a double and a half between a 74 overall and the 78 overall, it might be worth going for silvers. So right here, you're going to have to pay either 733 or 355, right? So a double and a half is going to be about 700, about 8 or 900. And 78 overall is a 780, which means it's actually cheaper to do these silver cards than it is to do those bronzes. I'm not sure if you follow the math, just let me know, but basically it's a double and a half exchange points. So since these are worth about, are less than a double and a half, these are actually worth purchasing. So I'm going to put some buy orders in before I get back into a game. And we're trying to make a World Series tonight, so yeah, some of these cards, same as last year. if the Roberto Alomar card was the same as last year, I'd be plenty happy, but it's not. So my shortstop created player is not in a good position right now. Sorry. Yeah, if you had a second baseman as your created player, you're golden, because everything else is going to just slot in. It's going to be perfect. You could play shortstop Mike Schmidt. He's pretty much an endgame shortstop, so it's worth having him. But there's not really a great second baseman, and I don't know if there ever will be for this game. Cap second base, perfect. Yep. And then let's say, all right, so you've got Mike Schmidt, you've got Chipper, you've got creative player at second base, and then I'm sure you got plenty else in the outfield. There's plenty of options in first base. So those three positions are kind of the hardest ones right now to take a look at, which means you're in a fantastic place. The good thing about these silvers also, even though they are cheaper, but on top of that, it gets it done so much quicker. Probably in a third of the time. You only have to do a couple rounds of purchasing cards. So that's good. Yep, creative player is nice. I'd say it's probably worth having. There is a bit of a grind, and you have to do like 200 innings total or something, which doesn't seem bad now. And actually never mind. I was gonna say it would fit into some of the immortal grind, but it doesn't, because if you're trying to put like your cap at second base, that means you're probably not trying to get an immortal at second base, so it doesn't really overlap. The White Sox keep hitting home runs, and my game froze, so I didn't get to watch it. Have you guys got back into ranked seasons yet? No, there's only like a couple days left in the excuse me. There's only a couple days left in the season. So he's got a gold pitcher, and he's got Joey Gallo batting third. He's got Willie Stargell in the 8th spot. That's interesting. He must not be hitting well with him, because everyone I've seen has been a ton. Sweet. Yeah, it's all about maximizing your potential. I know not everybody's going to win, not everybody's going to get to World Series, but I think people would be surprised to see how good they could actually be. That's all right. Like I said, I think you guys would be surprised. I think there's a ways to go for you guys. Feel free to ask any gameplay questions. I'm going to trying to take some pitches now, because sometimes I don't think about it, and then I just start swinging at everything. That wouldn't have been too bad, but I probably would have rolled over on it. So let's take another pitch. All right, he's kind of feeding me first couple of pitches. For some reason, I've been playing a lot of bronze level profiles. Even in World Series or Championship Series, so that's interesting. I hit 6 home runs in a row today, I think. I think it was 6 in a row in Battle Royale, and for some reason the guy never quit. He was like fresh noob, like 12 bronze, but Honestly, the pitches that he threw weren't too bad, so I was kind of surprised like half of them went out. But that was absolutely crazy. I got a video of it, so I'll post it at some point. Alright, taking a walk. I haven't been taking too many walks lately, but there was a game today where I took a few and it really helped out. Yeah. Honestly, sometimes I just feel like I get super lucky on these hits. But I guess it is karma in the sense that there's a lot of times where I feel like I don't get the hits I should, or line out a lot. But yeah, that was completely ridiculous. I don't think I deserve most of those home runs. This guy's having a hard time controlling. He's not spotting at all. He's either throwing way off the plate or right over the middle. So I really got to lock in. And that's not what I wanted. Okay. Nice. Dude, even honestly, I don't even get to 9 wins most of the time, probably. Today I had a good run. I'm at 7 wins and 1 loss. But yeah, 9 wins is excellent. See, that's what I mean. Like if you're getting 9 wins and you're getting there's probably something that you're doing really well that that long term you could probably translate into getting to the top 2 or 3 tiers. Get up. That's not enough. Is it? Nice. Alright. I thought that was a fly out. I think it's the stadium is just helping the ball fly a little bit. Retro view. Like retro? Like super far back and up? I thought retro was like the PS1 view. Ooh. That's interesting. I didn't even know it was possible to hit that way. Is it like, what's your user, is the stream still going? I had some kind of error. Okay, cool. Yeah, this there's been some weird errors going on, and I don't think it's my internet, but it could be. There's just been a lot of server errors when I was playing the show today. Swinging at low pitches with that view, interesting. Would you say that's something that many people could benefit from, or do you think it's just the way that you've been playing and it's just kind of worked out for you? Interesting. Well, if it works for you, maybe it works out for more people. So at the very least, I do want to take a look at it because I've never heard of anybody having success with it. So let's see. Well, it says it's not sufficient for broadcasting, but it's still going. So I'm going to risk it and keep going. If it goes down, I'm going to restart the stream. So just stick around. But if it happens more than like twice, then we'll probably kill it for the night. But hopefully it sticks around. The pitcher for the Twins right now has thrown 111 pitches, and he's given up 5 runs. Who's pitching? Kyle Gibson. Oh, he's on my fantasy team. I guess that's not a good thing. Dang. Alright, let me know. This stream is still kind of bugging out. Keep looking back and forth. Ooh, good catch. I was really hoping this guy would quit early, but maybe not. There's been plenty of times where I've either given up a 4-run lead or come back from 4 runs, so definitely not a game over. But some people just kind of give up after that kind of an inning to start. Actually, last time I went to a 4-run lead in Coors Field, I lost in extra innings on a squeeze bunt. It's pretty sad. If you guys saw the video today, when I came back in the top of the 9th and then the dude hit a walk-off in extras with the pitcher. I knew it was a terrible pitch to throw as well. The fastball up and in under the hands, but he turned on it. That game made me really sad. Ooh. Yeah, he's not giving up. What's up, Joe? How's it going? Yeah, the dude messaged me afterwards. He was like, you know, good game, funnest game I've had ever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, hold on, let me go finish crying before I respond to you. I think that was like, I hadn't played ranked seasons in like a week. And then after that, I didn't play for another week. Good stuff. Is that your highest so far? Championship series? Not just this year, I mean, there's only been a couple seasons. What season are we on? 4? April, May, June? It's probably 3. I like what they're doing with the seasons this year. Last year I think they did 2 months at a time. Maybe that's totally wrong. It was probably 1 month at a time, but it wasn't exactly like the end of the month to the end of the month. It was kind of like random. So I like that you can kind of prepare for when it's going to be ending mentally. Let's see, we've got 3 days left. It is worth it, I'd say. Just because the payoff is pretty good. And between 802 and like 902, you have to get, I'm gonna say 6 wins. As long as you don't lose any. But let's say you lose 4 games, and if you win probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 games, you'll probably get in. So if you have time for about 15 to 20 games, I think it's definitely worth trying. And yeah, I also say this because there have been times when I didn't even know if I was going to get into divisions, championship series. No joke, right? There have been times when I was really questioning if I would get to championship series. But then I did eventually, after pushing through, just had a good streak, and then had another good day or two, and then got through to World Series. That's usually how it is for me. Like I said, I don't consider myself like a top player. But for me, it's like if I'm on, right? So if I'm having a bad day, then I just I play a couple games. If it's not working, it's not working. But when I'm on, I make sure to try to keep on playing. And if you can just get that streak, then it just goes right through the roof. Thanks for looking out, Flatwoods. Yeah, it feels like that sometimes, but you know, championship series, there's plenty of games where pitching is prime. So it just depends. And if you can turn it around in like, you know, a game or two, then it's worth it. I had some really, really oily food at the worst time, and this is just bad. I think it's worth it though. It's always worth it to give a shot. Whenever I'm in a slump, I try to play a couple rounds of Challenge of the Week. But don't worry on the scores. Oh my god. That's a new one. I played a couple rounds of Challenge of the Week, but don't worry about the score. Just try to hit line drives to the opposite field. I remember not just Freddie Freeman, but there was... that was a bad move. I should have got the speed off the base because he's going to steal second anyway, and now he's going to be able to score. With one out. Yeah, that was the wrong move. Yeah, so if you guys remember before Freddie Freeman got injured, was it last year? There was a point in time where he was legitimately the best hitter in baseball, no question. Just for, I don't know how long a period of time it was, but he said that for him to get to that place, what he started doing was when he's warming up before every game, all he did was try to hit. Okay, you saw me throw to second, throw to home, right? I don't even know if that's considered cheesing. That was just, I don't know. Something's up, dude. I don't know if there was a little patch yesterday, and I don't know if they adjusted some of the fielding controls because they have felt a little bit more, I don't know, quicker. They felt quicker for sure, but that shouldn't happen. Alright, I'm going to stop looking at the game and start looking at the chat. PCI placement, yeah. So, PCI placement isn't really what I'm good at. I'm not good at being patient either. I can try to game plan to try to be patient if I think about it ahead of time. But the thing that I'm good at is putting the PCI on the ball in some way and using the whole field so I don't strike out. That's why I'm good at Challenge of the Week, but not necessarily always a killer on offense. Because I don't square up the ball all the time, I just make contact all the time. So I think that's something where, I don't know if you use the PCI or not, but you see that I don't use the PCI, and that's a big reason why I don't square up the ball as much. I think there's pros and cons to each. But for you, it might be worth trying to use the PCI or adjusting your PCI. But, yeah, that's a walk. I don't like using Jim Palmer. But yeah, let me know what your settings are, Joe, because there's a few different things, a couple different directions you can try. Not necessarily a correct, I don't necessarily have a correct answer for you, but there are a few directions I can suggest at the very least. Ooh, what's up, Dominic? Yeah, good thing this guy didn't quit. For him, I guess, not for me. Finally, a good throw. And back to the guy who we already homered with. By the way, I should be out of this inning. I made a couple dumb plays after I got screwed a couple times, but I could have made better decisions. Strike zone with wedge. Okay. Does wedge have a dot in the middle as well? So I feel like the dot can get in the way sometimes. But there's a lot of different comfort factors in there. I don't know if you've seen, Joe, the no PCI video. I'm not sure that it's going to help your situation because, like I said, getting rid of the PCI actually hurts your PCI placement for the most part. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it is something worth giving a shot. I'm trying to think of what else people have used for their PCI that have been really effective. The dynamic and like the big circle ones, I feel like they just take up too much space and they're kind of like, all right, I'm already covering like a third of the strike zone, so it doesn't really help to know where this placement is. So there's that. Strike zone is definitely great for PCI placement. If you're getting under the ball, trying to sit below the monitor is good. Come on, stay fair. Alright, nice. Use reticle, yeah. I like that they have a lot of options. I think me and Nacho were talking the other day about it would be nice to be able to customize the PCI a little bit more. I probably would use it if it was a smaller like dot in the center. But what they do have is a pretty good variety, I would say. Not a good swing. Not a good pitch to swing at. Piazza doubles. I can't remember how I did it. Is it with the bronze card? The Piazza doubles? If so, I think that one, I think I had to pull the ball and I played somewhere with a deep left field. Yeah, okay. Trying to think. Maybe Scheib. Scheib was okay for doubles, I think. I think I also used Coors Field, definitely. These are dumb swings. But I'm trying to think of what I did for that one because there was a specific way that he hit the ball, which was really nice. And once you get used to it, you can hit doubles all day with him. And I think it's, if you're looking for a breaking ball, which I know you already do flatwoods, you're kind of looking for the breaking ball online anyway. But if you're looking for the breaking ball on rookie, I feel like Piazza hits those for line drives really well. So maybe try to look for those and try to pull it. But that's kind of like 90% of what people do anyway, so I'm not sure if that's really useful. Thanks for coming back, Joe. Yeah, for sure. I feel like whenever you try to do those doubles missions, crap. What's the score? I thought I scored 6. Didn't I have 2 home runs last inning? Or did I not actually hit a home run with Billy Williams? I think that ball might have gone foul and I didn't even notice. I feel like those doubles missions, like you get to the last one, so you're at like 14 out of 15, and then you hit like 4 in the last game. Crap. I didn't realize. It was definitely a fair ball. I guess they call it a foul. I'm pretty sure the shadow was left of the foul pole. I'd be surprised if he keeps him in, but I guess I kept my guy in, so why not? I'm definitely pinch hitting for Palmer next time. So if you guys are looking for pitching advice, I'm not sure I can give good advice in that realm. I mean, usually my pitching's fine. This guy's just hitting everything, and I've made some bad pitches, dumb mistakes. If I lose this game, I'm going to be really mad. Like, I was mad when I lost that game where I gave the walk-off to the pitcher. But I was just happy it was a competitive game in the end after I was losing by a ton. Alright, nice. That was the same spot as the other one. I'm kind of looking for the curveball, by the way. You guys have seen me hit a couple of curveballs that were not bad pitches, but kind of looking for the curveball, trying to turn on it. Yeah, finally, I switched my monitor back. Finally, I'm starting to hit again. Yeah, that one didn't dip as much as I thought it would. Yeah, it's going to be a slugfest all the way through this game, I think. I hope the connection doesn't go out. I think I do. If I start taking a few pitches, this game's going to turn really quick. He's going to be pressed. But he has been throwing a lot of pitches that I wanted to hit, just kind of swinging and missing. By the way, if you guys haven't already, just comment if you're interested in participating in the giveaway. And the easiest thing for me is if you send me a message on PSN, DudeFood27, just say you're interested in the giveaway, because then I'll have a way to send you the giveaway prize if you are interested. It's probably going to be, come on, get up. Keep going. He's got 27 speed. Anybody faster? If he had 50 speed, even probably would have been an inside the Parker. Chipper's been hitting well for me finally. He's been kind of poor hitter. Nice. Ooh, it's closer than I thought. But yeah, the prize is probably going to be a $10 or $20 gift card for PSN. Get some free stubs. Gotta make this throw quick. Come on. Shortstops just make me nervous in this game. That's really the #1 reason why I went with a shortstop created player, because I knew I needed to have a defensive guy. And I mean, if you can get a 5-tool player at shortstop, that's great. Now I'm kind of regretting it because Schmidt can play shortstop, and his defense is so good. He could what was I saying? He could play shortstop, he could play third base, and he's a power hitter, so I'm considering either making a new created player to play at second base, but I don't know, I could just try to play him out of position, you know? I'm curious if anybody's tried that. I've heard some people playing created players out of position, shortstop to second base, and it's worked out for them pretty decently. So I'm interested if you guys have heard any, have tried that out, or heard anybody talking about that. Yeah, man, Dominic, you had a bunch of great questions that day. Thanks for coming back. Flatwoods is a veteran of the community. He's given me a lot of advice as well. on some of the directions to take the channel and how to improve it. So I really appreciate that, by the way. If I haven't said it, I do appreciate the advice, Flatwoods. Righties. Oh, I should have pinch hit. Where's this Gleiber? It is Gleiber, right? Okay, that's what I thought. But I do need a pitcher ready to go. Right-hander's coming up. I got the Hoffman yesterday, so that was nice. What is this? Jake McGee, 86. It's only the 6th inning, so I'm probably going to go with some of these earlier guys. 2-0 pitch. Let's get a nice swing off here. All right. Creative players maxed out 89 contact speed. Interesting. Nice. Who's a Yankees fan? Someone here's a Yankees fan. Yeah, Hoffman. So in real life, supposedly, you're best off having your changeup being like 9 or 10 miles an hour off your fastball. But Hoffman's is like double that, which is interesting. And it's just devastating. So that's one aspect where this game doesn't necessarily mirror real life. Not the only aspect, but one interesting one where the slower your changeup is, it really is much better than any kind of additional speed on your changeup. Sweet, man. Yeah. I mean, MLB The Show is the reason I got a PlayStation in the first place way back when. Well, PlayStation 3 and 4 instead of moving to Xbox, because all my friends were on Xbox and they all play 2K, but I really wanted to get the show. So that's where we are today. But you even sold the Xbox, which is awesome. But yeah, Hoffman, I haven't had a chance to use him online, and I'm really hoping I get to in this game. He's got 5 pitches, which I forgot about. I thought he had 4 pitches. And when you have 5 pitches, it just makes it so much more dangerous as a pitcher. But yeah, so you're saying your power max is out at 79, 72. That's not bad. I think for me personally, I feel like as long as I have at least 70 power, I'm good. Depending on the swing. So like Cal Ripken's swing, he has what, 79 power or something against righties, but his swing I'm not a fan of. So while he might be useful for some people, I wasn't interested in him. But yeah, if you got at least 70 power, your player's probably going to be pretty sweet over there. The cutter, yeah. Cutters are nice. The one cutter that I hate is Roberto Osuna's. I've given up so many home runs with his cutter. It's just like, all right, it's a weapon that I have as my 5th pitch, but it never works out. I've given up so many home runs with that cutter. No, actually, now that I think about it, I give up a lot of home runs on cutters. I don't know if it's just the pitch or if I'm not using it right. I do hang it a lot of times. But there's also times where I don't throw too bad of a cutter and it still gets hit. Okay, yeah. Oh, who was that pitcher? Was that Nashek? That changeup was just so slow. It is Nashek. Oh, that's nice. The speed and the steal. So that's what I was kind of saying. I don't know if you saw the picture, the video today. I was thinking about getting the Alomar card, even if he didn't have as much power. But with that switch hitting and the speed, the defense, he probably would have been worth it. But that's pretty much what you're saying is that stealing. Oh, that's pretty much that type of card, similar to the Alomar card we were hoping for but didn't get. Cutters away. Yeah, see, that's the thing. As I have a really hard time getting that cutter inside, like where I want it. Either it's too far inside or it just hangs a little bit too much. And then at that point, like, people are looking for that cutter, right? Like, if it's your X pitch, it's probably a good pitch, but people will sit on it and they're able to bring the hands in, and it's an easy home run pitch. I think I'm really bad at controlling cutters, but it sounds like I'm not the only one. Let's make a dive on this one. Nope. I moved Chipper to left field, and I put Pujols at third. This is his diamond card, which I just got today, I think. Let's see, another bad pitch. I need to make some better pitches here. This guy is definitely capable of hitting. I'm just going to make the play at first. Alright, he's got a Stargell card. It's only the 6th inning. So the question is, do I want to put in my lefty? Because he's going to get his lefty in there. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth putting in my lefty right now. Try to force out his right-hander off the bench. Although, we all know that this guy can hit lefties as well. This is not a good pitch against him. For some reason, Stargell, he's amazing at doing it. He's amazing at doing everything, but the way he hits the inside pitch and brings his hands in to turn on pitches is just fantastic. Ooh, he wasn't looking for that pitch. Such a bad hanger right over the middle. But let's teach this guy how to hit with Stargell, shall we? We're getting into cocky mode. Line drive at least. That's fine. This is the original super off-speed changeup, the Nashek. I used to have a ton of problems with him, but I learned to just kind of sit on one pitch at a time. And since he only has 3 pitches, basically he's going to throw all 3 of them in at bat. So if you sit on one pitch, you're probably going to get it at some point. Not necessarily a hittable one, but it'll be there for you. Thank you again for looking out. Definitely drop a like if you haven't subbed before. I'm pretty sure you guys are all subbed, but share the video if you like. I think me and Dominic were talking about this a couple weeks ago, where I'm not too focused on trying to grow the channel as much as possible, because I think there's just a lot of work that I have to do on bringing quality content, and like speaking on stream is still tough for me. You'll hear me stutter a lot, especially if I'm just not feeling it as much, or just getting too excited. But still trying to learn how to command those kind of things. So for anybody who's here, I hope that I'm gonna help you out as much as possible, but not too focused on the outside stuff right now. Thanks, man. I was a super shy kid, and just didn't talk much. I think Gallo's on deck, so I still want to keep the lefty up, but I just want to make sure. Well, he's got a righty and a lefty, so warm some of them up. Thanks, man. Maybe it's just an excuse that that I don't want to try to get more people in here, because I like you guys too much. But everything has a time. Hopefully one day. But I want to make sure that you guys are fully satisfied before we get to that point. I really hope I get to World Series tonight, man. I've just been putting it off and doing so many missions. And by the way, I was so mad when they released the missions today because I had just spent the whole week just grinding away all the missions that I hadn't done yet. And then I find out that there's all these like extra positional missions that you have to do, which I could have used that time to be working on those grinds, and I didn't because I had already finished those. So that part was frustrating. If you haven't done any positional missions, you're actually ahead of the game, honestly. Probably wasted less time than the rest of us. Oh well. That's one thing that I don't like, is that if you're like me and you play a lot, you probably can get all the immortals that you want to get. But if you got a full-time job and a proper life, not a college student, then you probably don't have excuse me, you probably don't have the time to be doing all these immortals, so you probably can get max 1 or 2. If you're like Flatwoods and you're only looking to try to get chipper, it's probably good, but I'm sure if you had the time you'd want to get a few more than that. It's just probably impossible with the grinds that they put into these cards. That was a good pitch. Piazza bench. Oh, I forgot about that bench card, man. That was very, very hittable. Yeah, that bench card, well, he's going to replace Gary Carter for sure. Let's go with Justin Bohr. I want to save Victor Robles in case I can get some defensive replacements in the 9th. Might be a good decision. Nope. But yeah, Piazza, that 99, everything, or 125s, excellent. And then bench is definitely as good of a backup as you can get. I'm going to save this lefty for the 9th just in case. But here's that cutter. This is exactly the situation where I would throw a cutter and get burned for it. So I'm going to try to avoid that cutter. I could get burned anyway because Joey Gallo hits everything, but this is exactly where, especially early on in the season, I was just losing games because of that cutter. Bad pitch. Yeah, it's got, oh my god. It's kind of weird. Wait, I'm trying to read what you're saying. Hit off the bat and fly. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I hope they change that. I hope the ball just starts going through the pitcher as long as it's like over 80 miles an hour, because there's no injuries on, so it's not worth having it. And it just happens way too much. But if you've ever played like 2K baseball, you used to be able to run into the fielders. That was really funny. Like if you hit the wall on full run, you'd fall down, and if you hit your teammate, you'd both fall down, and it was awesome. You could showboat in that game too. Man, that game was amazing. It wasn't the same kind of realism though. Like I had man, what was it? 2K8, 2K10 on the Wii, and it was like you play on All-Star or something, the mid-levels, and you're still scoring like 30 runs a game. It was super strange. MVB Baseball, of course, was fantastic. You guys are probably older than me too, so what was your favorite game? Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Dodgers against anybody who has better splits against lefties, because they've got those lefties in the starting rotation. But for some reason, I always get stuck against Kenta Maeda and against Ross Stripling. So it doesn't work out for me as well as I would like. But yeah, Dodgers are great. This Larry Doby is confusing for me. He's not very dangerous against left-handed pitching, but for some reason he just finds the gaps, finds the holes. It just works out. I could bring Jake McGee for the first couple guys, but Hoffman's just so good. The thing is, I've used Jake McGee a few times, and I haven't really gotten the hang of Hoffman yet. What I really need is insurance runs. There we go. Nope. I changed my created player stance, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed, but I had the Pujols stance, but I realized I was hitting into too many ground balls and double plays with both cards, not just my cap, but also with Pujols. And the Mark Reynolds card that I used was really nice. I just kept hitting and hitting and hitting with him. So I changed my batting stance to be the Mark Reynolds stance with a few adjustments. But he's got a lot, like his hands are a lot more loose, which I like. And we'll see how it goes. Try it out for a few games. That should have been a home run. But maybe that's one of those things with the two-strike conspiracy. Or two takes. It wasn't necessarily two strikes. Was tag a game? Like running around and tagging people? Or was there a video game tag? There's a movie coming out. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. I think we played a game called Bus Stop. Something really stupid. It was like tag, but it was like freeze tag. But like there were, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that's what you were going for. I was staring at it for a minute and I was like, I don't remember this baseball game. Alright, this guy, he's being smart now. He's trying to get some base runners. I'm better off throwing a home run than I am walking him, in my opinion. It's not ideal, but I'm just going to try to stay away from him, but try to throw a fastball over the plate. Throw one more, right there. Nope. Yeah, we got to win this game. If he pinch hits for Stargell, that would be great. I don't think he will. This is exactly why he has Stargell in the 8th spot. Nope. Can't locate, man. I should take out McGee. This is his pitch. Should I drop it? Ooh. That would have been so dirty. I don't think I would have gotten both anyway, so it would have been too risky. Let's hope he burns a right-handed hitter, and then I can bring in a right-handed pitcher. I wish you could see the opposing bench, but you can't. Christian Villanueva? Yep. Now he's got to bring someone else in. And we got 2 outs to get, and I gotta make some defensive changes, by the way. I forgot about that. Not you. I want you to go to left. Pujols. I would like Chipper to play third base. And I have Gary Carter. Jim Edmonds is available too, which means I can bring in someone for right field. Jim Edmonds is going to come in for right. Victor Robles is going to play center field. For Pujols. I should have put Pujols at first and taken out, what's his name? Come on. I should have taken out Stargell, because he's only got 50 something fielding. What am I looking for? Left field, center field, catcher. Mike Piazza, do you play first base? He does not. I think it's just worth having a catcher over a better fielding first base. Who is this? Scooter Jeanette. That's a good looking card. Scooter has good hands. I don't want to make that mistake. Come on. Make the play. Let's go. See, if I had a right-handed fielding first baseman there, I don't think he would have made that play actually, because he would have taken too long to turn it around. So the mistake ended up working out. But that was a good game. See, that's what I was talking about. That first inning, I was talking about maybe he was gonna quit. But there's plenty of times where you can come back from 4-0 easily. So never give up. It was a good game. 878. We might need 2 wins. Let me see how much I got from that game. I think it was like 18. Game summary, 16. So yeah, I'm probably going to need 2 wins unless the next guy I play is like 1100 rated and I managed to beat him. Look at all those CPU games. 1, 2, 3. Oh, these were all Battle Royale. I was like, I don't remember winning that many ranked seasons games in a row. Look at these stats, by the way. 256 average. I'm not hitting that well, but I'm slugging 511, which isn't bad. ERA is 3.73. That's actually not too bad. For a starter's ERA, that's not too good, but in general, it's not too bad. I'm hitting 238 on the season, guys. That's not good. But that goes to show you, when I'm talking to you guys about, I'm not the greatest, but I win games. This is what I'm talking about. 238, and you saw I scored, whatever, 8 runs. So, for sure, you guys are capable more than I think you guys are aware of. 370 pitching. My whip isn't bad. It's 098, less than 1 per inning. But yeah. So it's definitely possible to win without hitting the greatest. Slugging is basically how much power you have. It's not a great indicator. There's isolated power and stuff as well, but the formula for it is total bases per at bat. Yep. So like if you hit a single, you get 1 point in your slugging percentage. So if you don't get a hit, that's a 0. If you get 1 hit, if you get a single, it's a 1. Double is 2, triple is 3, and home run is 4. 4 total bases per at bat, right? So then that's kind of factored in, and it just kind of shows how many extra bases you hit for. If you're really good, 600. 600 is for a good player in the MLB, I believe 600 is kind of where they sit. I think Mike Trout's probably around like 630, 650 maybe. It doesn't take into account your on-base percentage or walks or anything. So it's only your hits and your at-bats. Total bases and at-bats. I wish this was a Cubs-Lester. I have to get like 20 strikeouts for that one. I'm not quite there for that grind. But this is going to finish my James Shields because I needed 3 more innings for an all-star pitcher. So this will get it done, hopefully, as long as Lester lasts 3 innings. And we're facing another bronze, which is good for me, I think.
That's it. Ball 2.
Although the last bronze took me pretty deep. Yeah, your average is under 200, but that's fine. Mine's barely above 200. All it takes is one thing to just click for you, and all of a sudden you'll be surprised how far you can go. I'm sure you watched the reducing pop-ups video, and that for me, like, I'm telling you, for like years, not just a month or whatever, probably 2 or 3 or 4 years at that point, I had been like average or below average even. And I just changed that one thing. I changed a lot of things, and I started playing more. But the thing that happened that really made me win games in a row and really start to feel comfortable at the plate was that one thing, which was moving the monitor, sitting below the TV. I mean. And that's really what just changed it for me. So I went from like super average or below average all of a sudden to be able to compete with anyone I was playing against. So you may be under 200 right now, but I believe in you. Bad. Don't do as I do. Should never have been swinging at that bitch. Alright, I'm gonna take my hands off the controller. We're gonna go, how did he put it? L2K? No, not L2K. 2K4. Yeah, don't put the controller down when you have 2 strikes. I think that goes without saying. I'm just being boneheaded right now. I thought I had 1 strike. 2K4, yeah. Well, we're a little behind now because I just did some dumb stuff, but we can still make this pitcher work. I should take a look at their bullpen as well. And now that career arcs are coming out, by the way, if you guys are in the habit of taking a look at the bullpen, you may end up looking at the bullpen and seeing, oh, this guy doesn't have a great bullpen actually. He has some 76s and some 70s and 80s in there. But what I wanted to focus on is the fact that he has 3 guys that have been overused. So Neshek, Betances, and Josh Hader probably are all overused, and he really only has 4 options in the bullpen right now. So that's what I want you guys to look for. If you're looking at a bullpen at the beginning of the game, it's mostly about the fatigue levels now, because most people, unlike this guy, are going to have decent bullpens, and you really don't want to hit their starting pitcher, and you're not going to want to hit their bullpens either. So you want to check out what their fatigue is. That's going to be the one factor that you can still look at. If you got he's got 4 guys available, which means I definitely want to try to hit his bullpen. He's not going to have too many options that he's comfortable with. What even is L2K? I don't know why that came in my mind. This guy's got some interesting cards. Are these all player of the months? Pollock is he's some kind of collection reward, I believe. Not a player collection, but some kind of collection. He's got an interesting lineup for sure. It's much different than a lot of the ones that I've seen. He had that Scooter Jeanette monthly reward. Alright, putting the controller down. Not swinging. There we go. That's a swing. Should have been a swing. That's where I start getting, that's where I start doubting myself. Once people start throwing down the middle, and I'm just like, well, I should have swung at it. Come on, go. He's not making a play at third. No, yeah, he is. I thought he was like totally lost with his catcher. Chipper's been hot. I expect him to do well on this at-bat. But there's a runner on second and nobody out, so I'm just trying to hit the ball to the right side. Trying to get the runner to third. If I can hit a ground ball to the right side, that's great. I'm just trying to manufacture a run.
I got 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Ooh. I was looking to put a hurt on that ball. That's not good. That's a terrible at bat, actually. I saw 6 pitches or 5 pitches, but 6 pitches. But it's not a good at bat. I didn't execute. I needed to get the guy to third base because I don't know how good this guy actually is. And it could be that he's a really good pitcher, and you know, if that's my only chance, let's hope not. I'm gonna have to have someone bail me out. Ooh. Alright, so 2 bad at-bats. The first one was the really crucial one that I messed up. And I don't understand how the PCI goes all the way down there, but it did. No. What? That's not my fault. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. But what I do know now is that this guy doesn't have throw canceling on. Alright, well, I just got bailed out like 4 times. I'm telling you, man, I have really good luck sometimes. That wasn't even a great swing. But that's what looking for the ball down the middle gets you. Sometimes it's a little bit rigged. That part I don't mind. When it's rigged to help you hit pitches down the middle, I don't mind that at all, because I think that's, especially with the controller having so many dead zones, I think it's fair to do it like that. But I don't know how I feel about the whole 2-take thing. I'm pretty sure I don't like it though. Lester is one of the guys I feel like I'm comfortable with his cutter, but like I said, I'm still having a tough time trying to get it inside at the right spot. Make the play. Pujols has been terrible for me at third base, actually. He's been really slow, and he's booted a couple balls. That's not good, because I would like to play him there. It lets me keep Stargell's bat in the lineup. By the way, the Duke Snyder card, center field, I believe he plays center field. It's a good looking card. He's got over 100 power against right-handed pitching. And he's got good power against lefties, which is great. He's even better than the Billy Williams card. For me, he's probably going to replace Doby for now. But I'm going to get Ken Griffey Jr. after that, hopefully. But the Griffey Jr. grind is significant as well. Get foul. Just want to get some pitches with this guy. I'm gonna have a hard time getting rid of this Doby. It seems like there's a few career arcs that they're gonna end up being like bench players. But this Doby against right-handed pitching is just too good for me. Man, these pitches are so enticing. I need to stop swinging. They're so enticing. Was he the other all-star guy? Yeah, for some reason, he had some solid swings for me as well. I don't remember his ratings being as good. Or is there a Diamond Ashburn? I could just be completely forgetting. Come on, Pujols. He wasn't going to make that play, but I would have liked him to put the ball in his hand at least. I'm the worst at throwing people out. My percentage is probably like under 20%. Then again, people only steal with like these 99 speed guys.
I got the count 1 and 2.
Balls. Alright, let's try to get this pop up. All these want the guys that can hit this pitch. I'm fine with that. We get the fly out, the sack fly. Okay. So there is a diamond Ashburn.
Safe.
Are you using him online? Well, I know you haven't been back to ranked seasons yet, but maybe before that. He does have a nice swing.
Outside, that's a ball. He's out. Counts 1 and 0.
Oh, he destroyed that baseball. Wow, I thought that was going second deck. He hit that one hard. Change up right down the middle. Yup. Let's make some better pitches now. Oh, I didn't realize that I had already given up a run. The sack fly. Forgot about that. He's starting to get some good swings. This changeup isn't getting located where I'd like it to be. I need to do a better job with that pitch. He's only at 40 pitches through three innings. Not too bad considering how bad the first inning was. And did I have a double play in that inning? But it was pretty bad. We gotta turn it on. Please get out. Ooh. I can't wait for these Immortals to come out, and all of a sudden there's going to be so many opposite field home runs. I think I mentioned before that right now, because it just feels like everybody's hitting flyouts to the warning track. And if you had just a little bit more power, that was not a swing. If you had just a little bit more power, I feel like you could get it over the fence. So once you get those Immortals to the 125, the whole field is going to be open for you. It really is going to change the game in more ways than just people hitting home runs a little bit more. The whole field is going to be open. But it sure seems like they're trying to avoid everybody getting all the Immortals all at once. We'll see. It may not even happen for a long time. So it might not be a big deal, but if you've got 6 Immortals on the field at a time, or in your lineup, yeah, those are going to be hitting everything, every direction. It's going to be scary. There's a better location. Bad route. Eduardo Escobar. He's nice. Former White Sox player, got traded, I think, for Francisco Liriano, who didn't really pan out for us. But he's been solid for the Twins for a few years now. He just finally got some love. They've got all these guys who are just performing really well. Eddie Rosario and Eduardo Escobar, Jose Barrios. They're finally starting to get some upgrades. Upgrades rating-wise, I mean. There it is. There's that line drive I was talking about. Man, I thought that was higher.
He's out. That's outside. Ball inside.
I think he's just gonna try to get to my pitcher. I'm probably gonna just let him walk me.
Ball 3.
I always battle between the thought of having a really speedy guy in the 8 spot or a really powerful guy who just kind of is all or nothing, strikeout or home run. Because I'm not sure if I'm in this situation too much. So with 2 outs, it would be better to have cleared the bases with a home run some way. But if it was less than 1 out, then maybe if I had a speed guy on, I could use the pitcher's at bat to try to get the guy to third base somehow, either by stealing or some kind of motion. So I'm never sure. I'm interested to hear what you guys do. If there's more than one way to do it. But I just think right now Gleyber Torres is more of a 2-hitter, 2-hole hitter. And I don't necessarily like him in the 8 spot just because he's in front of the pitcher. The one good thing is that he's a little bit weaker of a hitter and I don't feel too comfortable with him all the time. So if he's able to get on base for free, I mean, I like it. Yeah, that's true. Power in general is great. Yeah, that's true. And power plays at all times, which is good. But I would like to have some speed on my team. Like, let's say when Ken Griffey Jr. gets here, he's got his 80-something speed. And I'm not going to bet him 9th, would I? Maybe. I'd have to have a lot of... Thanks, man. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate everybody that just stops by and says hi. But... yeah, maybe. You know, if I already have a ton of immortals, then maybe if I put Ken Griffey Jr. in the 8 spot, that would be kind of an interesting dynamic to have both power and speed in the 8 spot. But it'll just be, I'll have to make sure that I already have, you know, the top spots already filled out, like with Babe and Piazza and all those guys. But let's say if I were to get Ken Griffey Jr. really early and I don't have a true like number 3 hitter, then maybe, you know, maybe it's not worth putting all the way down the 8th spot. Or maybe someone like this, who he's not quite immortal level, right? But he does a lot of things. I don't know if I've shown you guys the ratings on that card, by the way, but I'll show you next time. Maybe when I get to the fielding side, I'll show you the ratings on that created player. Hitting placement, how so? Just putting the bat on the ball. Yeah. I mean, by the way, have you, I know when we talked last time when we were playing our games, we talked about the no PCI. You said you were hesitant, but did you give it a shot? I know you've only been playing on CPU. Get the pitches, yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a big part of Challenge of the Week, actually. When I kind of crafted, you know, the way I wanted to swing, Challenge of the Week was a big part of it. Not just because like you get to see so many pitches, but in order to be really good at it, you can't just be trying to do a certain thing. You can't just be trying to pull the ball, because you're going to get wasted by breaking balls and changeups and stuff. So there's a lot of, you have to cover the whole field. And because of that, I kind of have in my mind like an idea of the way the swing is going to look for me to put the ball in a certain direction. And you know, yeah, so this is actually what I'm talking about, Pat's attack. Oh, that was not intentional. So yeah, I start center and react for the most part, but I already have like in my mind an idea of how I want to react or what pitch I'm kind of thinking of. So let's say I hit a curveball for a home run. Next pitch, first pitch, I'm thinking fastball up. I'm not starting the PCI up there, but I'm thinking about it, and I think it makes it a little easier to time it up and square it up and hit for power as well, because I kind of have an idea of what the guy's swing looks like through the zone, and then kind of finishing to be an uppercut home run swing, kind of like that. So this is very vague, and I want to get into this really deep as we go through, I don't know, next week's or as we go on through the stream, but I kind of have like an idea of the visualization of the swing before I'm swinging. And that's before the pitch comes and also as I'm tracking the ball. So yeah, it starts in the middle and then I go from there. That looked like a fastball. That was a good pitch. What was I saying before? Something a little bit different. Oh yeah, challenge of the week. So yeah, that kind of works hand in hand. That I kind of think of the swing beforehand, but I also think of where I want to put the ball. And this is definitely going to be a video coming up soon. One of the things I always hear on like MLB game broadcasts, especially for the White Sox, is that you're never supposed to be thinking about mechanics when you're at the plate. And a lot of times, you know, if you're thinking too much, that can be an issue, and I'm sure you guys have heard that. Don't think too much, it's baseball, just react. Which is good. It's good advice when you're locked in. And sometimes if you're slumping, it's good advice to just stop thinking. But there are times when you do want to think and you want to have an approach and a game plan, and you want to know what to do with a certain pitch. But what you never really want to do is be thinking about mechanics. The good thing about this game is that you don't have to think about like, all right, where are my hands, where are my legs, what am I doing with my hips, am I flying open, things like that. The mechanical things that go into a swing or that go into a pitching motion in real life, we don't have to worry about that in the game, right? But there are still things like the way that you place your thumb on the X button or the way that you touch the analog. That kind of stuff is technically mechanical for us, for a video game player. And that's the kind of thing that you don't necessarily want to be thinking of, because it adds another layer on top of what approach you should already be thinking of. So if you're going to be thinking during an at-bat, you want to think about where you want to hit the ball, and your mechanics are going to follow. That's what they say. They say, pick an approach, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but pick an approach. What? Bro. He must have been sitting on that pitch for like 3 innings. Oh, that's right on the corner. Alright, I gotta start warming some up. But yeah, I'm gonna sit you down. You think of your approach and your mechanics will follow. You really want to try to do something with the ball. That's really what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I want to turn on this ball, I want to hit a line drive, I want to go the other way. The mechanics will follow. The swing will follow. Everything else will follow your dictation of what you want to do with the baseball. And that takes practice. That's some things that I've said are things that you can implement right away. Changing your monitor, you know, changing the angles and things like that. That stuff can help you right away. This kind of thing, much easier said than done. And obviously it wasn't even that easily said, so we can dive into that as we go through. I'm not sure if it was a great explanation, but you do want to think of what you're doing with the baseball. You have an idea of where you want to hit it. Everything else follows that. Okay. This is the reason why I was so good last year. I was legitimately a great hitter last year. And this year, I just showed you guys, I'm hitting like 240 on the season. Not a good hitter. Still hitting for power, but not a good hitter. And the reason was last year I was able to use the whole field. I was able to really put together a game plan, and for every pitch, for every at-bat, I could do something by using the whole field. That's not the case anymore. You can't use the whole field because of the lack of power to the opposite field, and line drives are kind of weird. But, you know, there are still ways to overcome that. Trying to hit line drives at the middle rather than the other way. And pulling the ball when you're ahead in the count, or you think that you're going to get your pitch. This is the Nashek again we were talking about last game. If I can just get one good swing. That was close. It was too good of a pitch though. I was looking for that changeup. Obviously I'm looking for something sinking down and away because his circle change and his sinkers dip in the same direction. But that was just too good of a pitch. I squared it up perfectly, but it's in a good location. There's not much I can do with that. All right, Mike Dunn, interesting. I want to see who's left in his bullpen. He could go to Phil Hughes to end the game, Sam Dyson and Josh Hader. I want to save a lefty for Josh Hader. I mean, a righty. Mark Reynolds and Gary Carter are both available. If I could have gotten on base, that would have been decent, but I have DudeFood leading off next inning. If I lose this game, I'm going to be pretty upset. But we're going to have good at-bats. Right-handed pitcher for sure. John Axford. I don't remember putting you in my lineup. And we'll warm someone else up in the meantime. Lee Smith. All right. That Melky Cabrera, you can't pull the ball with him. He's got 35 power or something like that. That ball's going nowhere if you try to pull it. Oh, I thought I was going to hit him again. Got lucky. Good pitch.
Count is 1 and 2.
Sometimes I feel like if you wait long enough before you throw your pitch, he's going to think that you're trying to locate a fastball or trying to pinpoint something, and then all of a sudden you throw a breaking ball and it's like, okay, he was looking for something straight that you were trying to locate on a corner. I don't know if that's true. Sometimes I feel like I do that sometimes. I don't know if it actually works. It could be that he was just going to be wasted by a curveball no matter what. Alright, DudeFood's up, Piazza's up next, and then Stargell. We have a good lineup coming through. The question is, do I want to keep Chipper Jones in? And I probably will, because I don't want to burn my pinch hitters. And he's been good for me in the last couple games. So Sam Dyson, he's a silver, and we need to make something happen. The thing is, the times I've started taking pitches, Piazza doubles, I said Shibe and Coors Field were the two for sure. I also tried Griffith. Is it Griffith or Griffin Stadium? One of those two. Thanks, man. Alright, leadoff man on. We got 70-something speed over there. I'm not going to steal, but I'll mess with his head. That's exactly what I want. 2-0 count. Make it look like I'm going to steal, but I'm not. That's a pitch I could have swung at. Piazza sometimes can hit that pitch, but I'm looking for a breaking ball. That's the pitch. That was the one I wanted. Slider low and in, but it was a good pitch, actually. Ooh. Stealing. No. You gotta be kidding me. That's as perfect as you can swing a bat. You can swing a bat. Alright, we got Stargell. Look at that. That was 100% the pitch that I wanted. And I squared it up perfectly. Against a silver pitcher, that pitch has to be a home run, man. I don't care. Alright, I'm going to steal. Now I'm really in his head. He's going to throw a breaking ball off speed slide step. Alright. Let's steal right here. The question is, do I want to steal again? No. Alright. Goal third. Oh. This lag is killing me. I can't believe it. Hold on. I'm pissed. Should have won that game. That's on me though. He played well. Now it's going to take me 3 more games at least. Alright, well, we're going to play at least 1 more game. Yeah. I didn't like how that ended. I can't go back to Coors Field right now. I mean, Great American Ballpark. I gotta get out of that field for a minute. What happened on that run at third? I should have stayed at second, honestly. I got too greedy. Runner was already in scoring position, but it was 1 out. And yeah. No, he was going to be out at first anyway. So it would have been 2 outs. So really I shouldn't have done anything. I should have stayed at second base no matter what. Oh well. I need to try to hit the ball the opposite field this game. You guys playing at the same time right now? Anybody grinding submissions? 7 runs batted in for the Dobie. Dude, the Dobie's awesome. You're gonna love him. Let me know how he goes for you. How do you feel about the gold Dobie? The gold Dobie for me, he only hit home runs to left field for whatever reason. He just only hit opposite field home runs for me. And I think one of the missions was hit a home run. But he, I don't know. He just couldn't hit for me properly. But that's good if you love it. Then the diamond's going to be even better. Because he's got this one swing on low curveballs. He crushes those like crazy. And 100% I'm going to get a low curveball in this at bat. So hopefully I can crush it for you. Two fastballs I should have swung at instead. Oh well. There it was. He even hung it for me. There it is. That's the swing I'm talking about. He does that little lean back, and he just watches it go. That every breaking ball. I got my hands in on that one, which was good. The ball was just enough over the plate. Sweet. Frank is looking nice. It wasn't the curveball, but it was the slider. It was a breaking ball. I got the swing I was looking for. A little demonstration of what's coming for you. Yeah, breaking balls I like to hit. People get too comfortable with them, and then they start lobbing them over the plate. And I mean, I feel like having a PCI would be nice to hit breaking balls, but I guess it's working decently. Yeah, let's talk about it when I get to the pitching side. But I think Nacho might have asked this question last time, and I think what I said was, which is fine, I know you weren't here. I'm just trying to think of what I said. I believe what I said was, a lot of what I do is just trying to throw fast. Oh, that ball's gone. Alright. What I try to do is throw enough fastballs that the batter is always looking for a fastball, but in the crucial spots, he's not going to get his fastball that he's looking for, if that makes sense. So, starting off by, people will say that fastballs are hard to throw. It's not fast enough this year, that kind of thing, which is true in a lot of ways. It just means you have to use it in a better situation. So to start off, I want to say like 75+% of the time I'm throwing a first pitch fastball, and I want to throw it inside usually, sometimes a little bit outside. I do not have tips for stealing bases because I suck at stealing bases. I just never steal. If you're talking about playing against the CPU, I try to leave a little bit early. I try to time it and then hold on to L2 and then leave it and let go when I think he's gonna. Okay, yeah. So I try to hold on. All right, there's a quit. That's nice. Try to hold on to L2 and try to anticipate when the pitcher is going to lift his leg. Thank you, sir. Try to anticipate when he's going to lift his leg, and when he does, I should already be moving. So before he even lifted his leg, I think I have him timed, so I go. Right, I just release the L2. If I have a good steal, I have someone with a ton of speed, and then I just let him run. Let me buy some first baseman real quick, because I want to get the Frank exchange done as soon as possible. Because once I get the 30, oh no, I need to get 40. Never mind, that doesn't really matter. We'll come back to it later. So yeah, I try to anticipate when I'm stealing. That's mostly all I try to do, because when you're playing on rookie, If you leave early, you actually do usually have a chance to get back to the base, and you won't get out as many times. And you don't need to lead off. The extra lead off is unnecessary if you anticipate, and rarely is he going to throw over to try to pick you off if you're not taking that extra lead off, which is the big thing for me, because I always get picked off if I take an extra lead. So I just try to anticipate. But back to the question on setting up batters. So try to set up with a fastball, make him look for the fastball is the first thing. It depends on what I'm doing and what kind of it. There's usually two types of hitters. The one that will swing early to middle of the count, and then the ones that work the count and actually have a good eye. So those the ones that have good eye, I'll do something different, which is I'll try to put fastballs in locations that they think I'm throwing a slider or something off the plate. So if a guy has been good, he's been taking a couple walks, he's worked the count really deep sometimes, then I try to get it to 2 strikes. And sometimes on those guys, I'm even throwing something over the middle early in the plate just to catch strikes. And then when I'm on 2 strikes trying to strike them out, I throw a fastball when they're expecting a breaking ball that's going off the plate. And all of a sudden, he takes strike 3 looking. But that's not the majority of the players. The majority of the players want to swing at everything or swing early to the middle of the count. And for those guys, the very first thing is that I want to make sure that if I think he's swinging on a certain pitch, I'm throwing something that's effective and located properly. So you'll see when I get back to the pitching side, and I'll explain what I'm talking about over there. But the effectiveness meter, I don't know, Pat's Tech, if you use meter or one of the other pitching interfaces, but since I use meter, I get to control how effective a certain pitch is. And early on, if I don't think that someone is swinging at a certain pitch, I'll go minimum effectiveness. But since a lot of people just like to free swing, I will usually go about halfway on effectiveness and try to get them to mess up their swing somehow, either trying to hit a ground ball or speeding up their bat with a better fastball. Just throwing everything low and in. I expect a changeup low and away. Called it and still missed it. I was looking for one even farther low and away. That was actually a bit of a hanger that I should have been ready for. Good thing is he's at 15 pitches already, not through the first inning. Nostradamus. Does that have something to do with, wait. I don't even remember. What does Nostradamus refer to? I was going to say it was a pop culture reference, but it's like ancient literature. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't usually try to predict out loud anyway, but when I have tried to predict on stream, it's basically always on point for some reason. Okay, yeah. Not ancient, but in history to some degree. Yeah, in this stream I have. There was one stream last time I was right every time too, so maybe it's just a thing. Maybe I should speak out loud more when I'm hitting. There was one time, actually, this has happened in real life as well. Like, calling pitches is one thing, like you can expect you have a 1 in 5 chance of being right pretty much. But there have been times when I was sitting at a ballpark and I was like, leaned over to the dude in front of me and I was like, double down the right field line. And then the very next pitch was a triple down the right field line. So the guy just looks back at me and he's like, interesting. So I tell them that I'm watching the game on a delay. But it's funny.
The count is 1 and 2.
Yeah, if only these skills could help me actually hit the ball. Every time I've been right, I think I've just I've swung and missed or hit a foul ball. So that's the next step, is predicting and then executing. Oh, I thought he was going to make that dive. They seem to always make those dives. Alright, let's take some pitches with this dude. I thought he was going to throw a ball for sure. Usually after... Okay, there we go. Usually after a hit, they're going to try to make you work a little bit more. That would have been decent to swing at, even though it wasn't a strike. That's a good pitch. I don't want to swing at that pitch anyway. That one I'm just reacting to. I wasn't really looking for anything. Right now I'm trying to hit a fastball down the right field side, because that opens up the whole field for me, and you can do that as well. So when you're looking to go opposite field like that, so in my head before that pitch came, I was just thinking right field side, you know, right center with the fastball. And if the ball was coming over middle outside, then I'm probably going to go that way. But since the ball kind of floated, it was a 2-seamer instead of 4-seamer, and it floated just enough to go right over the middle of the heart of the plate, I was able to pull it to left center gap. But let's say if I had been trying to pull a fastball, I would have rolled over that ball. That ball would have been like right at the third baseman. Ooh, good pitch. Let me focus on this. Okay. Yeah, so now again, I have 2 strikes on me, so I'm thinking fastball to the right side. And that allows me to hit that changeup. That was a great timing on the changeup, in my opinion. Ooh, good pitch. It wasn't a bad timing on the changeup. I just missed it. And if I had put the ball on it properly, it would have been in a good spot. Now we still only have 1 out, which is good. Pitcher's coming up next though, so I'm interested to see what happens here. He might not try to go for the double play, but that's a great pitch. Fastball to right field. That's all I'm thinking right now. I'm trying to execute, not trying to do too much, especially with a guy that I'm not too confident in. So if I'm on 2 strikes, or if I've got a guy I'm not confident in, that's usually what I'm trying to do. And this guy's throwing a lot of off-speed stuff, so I have to be ready to cover it. He's been going to his slider on 2 strikes, and I would expect a high slider inside right now. Oh! So, that was the wrong prediction. And I should have actually been looking for that pitch. Reason being is a lot of people with, when they're not trying to give up any kind of contact, they're trying to throw the pop-up, and a lot of people will throw upstairs with the fastball to get that pop-up. And I'm going to expect a fastball down the middle right here. He had already gone to 2 balls, and I thought he was going to do exactly what he did. Sure, what's up? Yeah, there's not much you can do with that pitcher hitting, so I'm okay with it. I got the fastball that I was looking for. Okay. Why not bunt? I don't like how unpredictable bunting is in this game. I feel like, are you talking about with the pitcher, or are you talking about with one of the other guys that came up earlier?
2 balls, no strikes.
No, it's not about cheese at all for me. Because I was thinking about it after we talked about it. Yeah, okay, so with Gleiber, I had been thinking about it when we talked about it last time, and it's not really about the cheese for me, as much as it's unpredictable as to where the ball goes. And I don't like giving up outs. But you're right that it's a guy I wasn't as comfortable with. And in that situation, 100%, I did not even think about bunting, just because I'm not used to it. So maybe it would have been the right case because it was a guy I wasn't comfortable with. Maybe next time I will. But let's say if it had been like the first guy that came up, was it Billy Williams I struck out with? With runner on third and 1 out. I struck out with somebody. And I didn't bunt there because I thought I had a more reward. I had a higher reward payout if I was to make that play. If I was to get a hit in that situation rather than bunt out just to get 1 run. I wanted to get the big inning basically. And I was confident in my ability to score, which I guess did not pan out exactly. But this guy's out. He's dead by a mile. So yeah, that's a good point. If I come up with Gleiber in that situation again, I actually might bunt. I don't always predict or try to predict because it's not always right. Well, it has been so far, except for that one high and inside fastball. But if you like, I can try to predict as much as possible, and I do plan on doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially right now, I know this guy, he saw me burn him on his fastball, and he's not going to that early in the at-bats. And I'll show you his pitch percentage after this at-bat. We're going to take a look at which pitches he's thrown and how many times. 85%, yeah. Alright, so there's that fastball. He was thinking I was taking, which I was because it's lefty and lefty matchup. That's a good pitch. So this guy knows what he's doing as a pitcher. And let me take a look. So he's throwing 18 changeups and 18 fastballs and 11 sliders. Strike percentage is pretty high with all of them. Yeah, for sure. So he's throwing a lot of breaking balls, and basically every third pitch is a fastball. So that means I actually can look for a fastball. Like there, I should have been looking for a fastball. We just looked at his strike percentage, his pitch percentage, and he is throwing enough fastballs that I should be looking for it. So he's already thrown his 1 fastball. I wouldn't anticipate it again, except for maybe 1 up and inside fastball. There's that slider, a little bit up, but diving. And let's see. There we go. Threw a changeup, I believe. I just didn't think he was going to go back to the slider, first of all, because he just threw it. And I didn't think he was going to go to the fastball. So I was ready for a changeup, and he didn't put it in a perfect spot. So there's that fastball. Let's see. I'm going to try to hit a slider. I think he's going to slide. I think he's going to hang at least 1 slider in this at bat. He's been throwing a lot of good sliders, which is the reason why he must hang 1 at some point. Generally, you don't necessarily need to sit on a type of pitch. If you're looking mistake, that's how a lot of people in the major leagues make their careers, is they're not doing anything but trying to hit a mistake. So anything over the center of the plate, they shrink their zone and they try to hit anything that's a mistake. The best hitters, of course, they hit everything. They have a plan. They want to do something with a low and away slider. They want to do something with a pitch that they set up the pitcher to throw. They just have like really complex things. Miguel Cabrera, those kind of guys, those guys are just excellent at knowing how to work the pitcher. But there are certain guys at the bottom of the lineup who stick around for 15 years because they are able to hit mistakes. And that's really the first thing that, if you guys are watching this stream right now and you feel like you're not as good of a hitter as you could be or you want to be or whatever, the first step is to make sure that you're hitting the mistakes. So the stuff that I'm predicting and all that, that's me getting deep into counts and kind of working the pitcher and trying to make something happen at the end of an at-bat. But the first thing that you want to do is those times that I miss those pitches down the middle, that shouldn't happen. If you can eliminate that as much as possible, you're going to be better than, I would say, most of the players just by doing that. There are a lot of times where I make mistakes as a pitcher and they don't get punished. And that's the difference between someone who's going to beat me and someone who's not. I think he hit a home run last time off of a curveball, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Might have been a changeup. Alright, so he's got 60 pitches through 3 innings. And if you can get through 4 innings at 60 pitches, I try to get to 15 pitches per inning when I'm really going well. So 60 pitches is excellent. Now the problem is, I've seen teams get to 60 pitches and then all of a sudden, 60 pitches in like 2 or 3 innings, and then all of a sudden that guy's still pitching in the 7th inning for some reason. And I don't like that happens. So you either execute and knock the guy out of the game, or you make him throw even more pitches and get him out that way as soon as possible. That's one thing that the White Sox always do. It's really frustrating. Whenever I'm watching a game and like they make a pitcher throw 25 pitches in the first inning, guaranteed that pitcher's going 7 innings that night. For some reason, they just can't knock him out. Yeah, so I'm trying to shrink the zone. I'm not looking at anything on the fringes. That was somewhat over the middle. That's all I'm looking for. But I was looking fastball. There, I was looking fastball again, but overshot it. That was my pitch. This guy's a good pitcher. He spots his fastball. That's a big deal. He's made a couple mistakes and didn't get hurt. Yeah, now I'm just kind of getting in a freeze mode. But for the most part, he's located his fastball in the corners, and he hasn't thrown in enough for me to be looking for it. And this is kind of what I was talking about making the guy think that you're going to throw a fastball, but then you don't in the crucial situation. But it also goes the other way, that you throw it enough that you can get people out in the crucial situation working backwards, and they're not looking for it when they should be, that kind of thing. I like throwing inside changeups, but if you get it up, it's a problem. It's a good swing and miss pitch. That was just a dumb time to throw it. Honestly, when I'm pitching, I don't think too much. I just try not to throw the same pitch twice. Try to throw opposite speeds and opposite locations. That kind of thing. One sec. Trying to establish my fastball against the hitters that I don't feel are as dangerous.
One ball, one strike.
Like Andrelton Simmons, I'm not expecting him to hit a home run. So I'm just kind of throwing whatever, trying to get his confidence up for certain pitches. And then make him do something like that. We got our bottom of the order coming up, so now I definitely want to take pitches. He might be trying to get to my pitcher, but it's not smart early on in the inning, because even if he does get to my pitcher, if he walks me, then I still have 2 more chances to get him in. So he knows that the bottom of my order is not as good. He's trying to attack now. But my goal is to knock him out this inning. I want to get enough pitches, see enough pitches. If I can just get one guy on base, he might be forced to pinch hit next time his pitcher comes up. Yeah, this guy's making spot on pitches when he needs to. I'm just going to take the 2 strikes. And it's good for me. Alright, let's try to hit a, hit a line drive over the first baseman. Ooh, leaned into it. I'll say it's on purpose. It definitely was not. I mean, he wasn't trying to throw it on purpose. I'm saying I was leaning into it on purpose. But I don't know if that's actually possible. This guy doesn't have good batting averages. I need to win this game. And I'm still trying to... This isn't a dangerous hitter, so I'm trying to work him. I'm not trying to get on base. But he threw one right there for me, so I had to swing. That was the only reason I would swing at that pitch. Now I've got my man. Now I'm not necessarily looking for 2 strikes. I just want to get my pitch. Looking for a slider. There it was, but it was a good one. Fastball's coming in one of these 2 pitches. The deeper he gets, he has to throw a fastball. There, that pitch was what he struck me out on before. Squared it up, 104 miles an hour. This guy's good, man. He's in my head. Perfect. Chris Sale's up. 5 innings, done. He's gone. I didn't even look at his bullpen, honestly. So I'll take a look at that right now. Opponent's bullpen. Well, his closer's gone. I'm going to guess that's Billy Wagner, the 88 overall. And he's got a good bullpen. Definitely a solid bullpen. Ozuna I can hit a little bit, and Rodney I usually hit. But let's see. It looks like he's not bringing him in. Alrighty then. That means I have to get runs with him in the next inning. Off of him, I mean. Which is good because I have the heart of my order coming up. I just need a couple swings and I'm right back in the game.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball, that's in. Looked like he was trying to work in a front for a curveball there, but it seemed like it popped out of his hand a little early, causing it to miss inside. Stay with it, but put it away as they get their man here for the second out.
Nelson Cruz is one of my least favorite hitters to face. Try not to make a mistake. With 2 outs, he's just selling out for a home run probably. But at the same time, Stargell's up next. And if he gets on, then a walk is probably worse than a home run right now. Nice. Billy Williams will surprise you sometimes. But for the most part, he sucks out there. Man. Alright. Slider. Squared up too. Just a little early. That's one where you can't pull that ball. If you're looking slider outside, it's got to stay to right field. Yes, sir. I might be out of gas. I really want to win this game. I don't understand how I can be late on a changeup. I think it's because the changeup looks slower or faster. Maybe it is faster than a slider. Balls. Yeah, his changeup's faster than a slider, that's why. He throws his slider and it looks like his changeup is a fastball. I'm going to have Jim Palmer coming up in the next inning, and he will have finished 6 innings. That's not good. Yeah, Willie Stargell can hit that inside fastball. I think I might have to pinch hit for him when he comes up. I need to mix up the looks that these guys are getting. Definitely not out of this game yet. But if he gives up any kind of base runner, I'm gonna have to warm somebody up. Ooh, bad pitch. Don't throw a curveball to Larry Doby.
Nope. 1-1.
Bad. Alright, I'm going to throw a 2-seamer. He hasn't seen too many of these. I just wanted to kind of look outside. Brian Dozier kills me as well. Because I try to pitch him outside, but then he's got the shift on him. And the shift is so weird because if you try to erase it for one player, then it messes up your whole lineup. So I try not to mess with the shifts too much. Hopefully they get that sorted out sometime. Yep. Got lucky. Okay. You still got Chris Sale in there. Alright, bringing in lefty. It looks like Felipe Rivero. Or Felipe Vasquez, whatever his name is now. Right side's wide open. I'm trying to get base runners, so I'm just trying to hit to the right side. Man, this guy. Okay, so this guy is a good pitcher, and he knows that I was able to take that pitch low. So that's what I was looking for right there. When I was talking, the high fastball. Man.
Nope, that's a ball.
He's going to come after me with high fastball at some point. But in general, he's going to come after me. Lefty on lefty matchup. He thinks he has the advantage, so I just want to do something about that.
Ball, that's out.
Let him throw his fastball. That's one thing that I've done in this game. Is that I've made him throw a fastball when he didn't want to. He just wanted to throw his changeups and sliders. Get up. I have no comment on that one. But I made him throw his fastball in this game because he's just been working backwards is all it is. When he gets late in the at-bat, he starts throwing fastballs. And that's going to set me up really well for the end of the game. Flatwoods, I blame you. That was dumb. He had the infield in. That was 100% my fault.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Balls. Fastball coming. Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. It was my fault. I did want to see what would happen though. The infield was in, so it wasn't worth attempting. Come on. These guys that can't field are just making good plays. I could have sworn I had someone warming up. I'm going insane. But it's Jorge Posada and he can't hit, so I want to do a mound visit. Beautiful. Let's go Ozuna. Alright, now he's seen that break and he wants to look away. That's where I throw the fastball. If he had done it a little more, I would have been more confident in it. But like, since Simmons isn't too powerful of a hitter, I'm okay with it. I wanted him to go down looking at that fastball, thinking another slurve was coming. Ends where the arrows end. So basically, like, the pitch that shows up, so the ball that's there is where he's aiming his throw, and then the arrow is where the ball ends up, follows the break. I could feel that the fielder was about to make a mistake, so I recalibrated and got him back into position. So I thought I was good, and then he messed up anyway. He's going to throw a fastball up and in. He knows Dobie has no power. Wrong. I sat my PCI up high, but didn't work out. I just need one run this inning. Then I'm looking good for the ninth. Come on. Look at that bat. The bat in the zone was basically parallel to the plate. Don't understand it. I swung at that one. Alright, Lee Smith. There's going to be a forkball at some point, but until then I'm looking fastball. I'm looking for something up. That slider started a little up, so I was okay with it. But I'm not swinging at anything that starts at the lower third. It's probably going to break off the plate, but he might try to throw a fastball down there. He's a good enough... Yes. Finally. He's a good enough player that he's smart enough to try to throw a low fastball in a situation where I'm looking for a forkball. And there's that cutter that we were talking about the first game. Just don't throw that cutter in general. And Fernando Rodney I like to hit against. There's the one I'm talking about. I'm thinking changeup, so he throws a low fastball to get me. We're always positive. Ooh, that was hittable. It was in a weird spot though. Let me warm someone up. Tony said, I'm going to go with Jake McGee instead. I'm just looking fastball. I think he needs to mix in at least one fastball. Thank you. I was just looking fastball. Fastball to left field. There was a slider. So now I'm just trying to cover. He might throw a fastball. Neither. I was definitely not looking for a slider. I'm going to go... here, and then I'm going to go to Jake McGee on the next batter. And then bring in another righty after that. But it's all going to come down to the ninth. And I have the bottom of my order coming up. Change up low and in. If he's looking fastball, this is going to waste him. Yeah. Well, I'm looking to pull the ball in general. 2 strikes, I will go down to opposite field, and against a good pitcher like this, where he's doing a lot of different things, I want to be able to cover the whole field. So, same-handedness. I mean, even then, I'll still try to go opposite field in this situation. But righty on righty, I feel like I have more control of. Lefty on lefty is a little tougher for me. So yeah, I'll try to pull the ball, but mostly try to go up the middle. He's looking for that pitch. I'm gonna throw it one more time. Well, actually, I'm gonna throw the changeup first. And if he doesn't swing at this pitch, that's good. Now I'm gonna throw the fastball one away, and he's gonna take it for strike 3. Nope. It will happen though. That was a good at bat. Good enough. All right, so I think I'm gonna try to utilize my bench here as we go through this lineup. So we got Pujols, Williams, Torres, and Ozuna. So I can expect to see McGee next. And while I like Williams against lefties, it depends on what Pujols does before I decide to switch him out. Just trying to take a fastball to right field. There was so much open space, but it was just a good changeup, and that's my fault. I am surprised he's not pinch hitting, pinch running, pinch pitching. What's it called? Replacing his pitcher. Substitution. Alright, I'm looking fastball. I'm looking fastball all the way. Trying to pull it. It wasn't where I was looking for. I was trying to look for it over the middle of the plate. 2 good pitches. I'm telling you, man, this guy spots his fastball when it's time. I don't know what that was. This guy knows he's in my head. Jim Edmonds is coming in. In general, if you throw the same pitch 3 times in a row, or 3 times in an at-bat, one of them's going to hang. No way. There it was. Does he dare throw another fastball? He dares. And he made it work. That was frustrating. He had 10 strikeouts. What? And that's why he had so many pitches thrown. 8:44. Back to where we started. I'm gonna play one more game. If you guys have to go, I understand, because it's getting late, especially if you're Eastern time. But I will play one more game. I might put this card in my lineup. He's got a good changeup and knuckle curve. He might be worth putting in there. That dude, he messaged me. Let's see what he says. Alright, cool. 30 strikeouts, complete game shutout. That's probably not going to happen, but I do like what he's got, and I don't like Jim Palmer at all. So I'm going to put him in. Yeah, it was a great game. He had me looking silly. Grinding the arcs as well, yeah. I'm telling him that it was a great game, and he had me thinking backwards. Frustrating, but at least it was a good one. Interesting lineup. A lot of Yankees. Mike Trout as well. A couple of Orioles. Joe Morgan. And Severino. I just played Severino a couple games ago, but what happened? I think that was one of the guys that quit. If this guy quits too, then maybe I'll play another game after that. Thanks for looking out. Sounds like everybody's sticking around though. Lots of late night grinding going on. My class tomorrow in the morning is kind of canceled. It's supposed to be for makeup labs, but I didn't miss any labs, so I don't have to go. Mike Trout is so hard to pitch to. I've given up way too many opposite field home runs to Mike Trout in this game. And he's going to be looking for the curve, so I'm just going to throw a changeup inside. That was good enough. I think he was looking for a curve because he was late on it. Slurve and sinker. The slurve I feel like is a great pitch because it's got some snap and some velocity to it sometimes as well. And as long as you keep it out of the center, obviously that's the main thing. But you can actually lean on the slurve a little more than some of the other curveballs. Not necessarily the sweeping curve, because it can get hit hard sometimes. But the slurve, I feel like you can control at bats with it. So if you want to throw it like your #1 pitch, you can do that. And same with the sinker, actually. If I have a sinker and I'm comfortable throwing it, then I like to lean on the sinker as well. Because not only, like, obviously a lot of people like to swing at every pitch, and if you're throwing good sinkers effectively down in the zone, obviously. Another leadoff home run for Dobie. That's a good pattern. Yeah, if you're throwing the ball down, I try to throw it like on the plate and then it falls off the plate just a little bit below. And I try to throw it, mix it up inside and outside. And then I want to try to have like a good fastball with it as well, spotting a fastball, because people will start looking for the sinker and then they'll just drop their PCI down low. And since the new patch and you can just drop the PCI and it's really easy to just pull it straight down, it's really easy to just rely on waiting for a sinker. So once you mix in your four-seam fastballs as well, then they can't know which one's coming. So they may think sinker, they drop their PCI all the way down, and then you throw the fastball in, and they get a little pop-up. I don't know if that fully answers your question, but I can talk more about it if you want to, if you have something more specific about it. Alright, so this guy got burned on 2 pitches down already, so I'm going to expect something up right now. Or not. And that's 3 times he got burned down low. That's a bad swing. Shouldn't have been swinging at that. The guy I just played, he said he put in, he meant to put in Rodney instead of Lee. Slurve to a left-handed batter with the righty on the mound. Okay, so let me think about it for a sec. So I think you can still do what I was saying. You can still command. What I don't want to do is, if he's looking for it and I throw it low and in, so this pitch right here, basically if it was a slurve, and I throw anything closer to the plate than what I threw right now, that one's probably going to be a home run because of the way that I talked about a little bit, that the PCI just snaps right to the corner if you're reacting, and it's kind of easy to hit that pitch. So if the pitch ends up like right there, they're probably going to hit it hard, so you don't want to necessarily do that. If you throw it away from them and you know that they've been looking like they're trying to pull the ball all game, if you throw it and it lands on the outside corner, you could probably get them to roll over a little bit. Ooh, Gary Sanchez with the speed. I also sometimes throw it a little bit high. I'm trying to think of a situation where I do that. If I'm trying to catch a strike, then I'm comfortable throwing the slurve over the middle of the plate, even a sweeping curve like this. There's not a ton you can do with it unless you're looking for it. There's just so much break that even if it's an opposite-handed hitter, they can still be devastated by it. Something weak, a weak pop-up like what just happened. And I'm still looking down. He's throwing everything down. He hasn't, I burned him 3 times, 3 hits in the first inning on pitches down. There's the pitch that he wanted to come back with, but he threw it right over the middle. So that's what I'm going to do for the next few batters, is just look for the pitch down early in the count. That wasn't it. It was a hanger. Fastball up and in. Nope. He thinks I'm going to bunt. Let me take one more pitch. Bad. Should have bunted. I just find bunting to be too predictable or unpredictable, depending on how you look at it. Ends up being a double play half the time.
1's the count.
I'm just trying to build up some confidence in this cutter right now. I'm sure most of you guys do that, but if I see a pitch that the pitcher isn't as confident in the blue circle, then I always throw it to the pitcher, the opposing pitcher when he's batting. Let's see if Dobie can recreate. That's nice. Get up. Ooh. Just not enough. Alright, I'm gonna look change up. I lied. 2 warning track power shots. Let's see what he's throwing. Fastball, slider, changeup, no 2-seamer. So he's only throwing 3 pitches. And basically that means I can sit on the fastball. I'm going to take this pitch, make him work a little bit. Alright, I'm coming back. I'm just looking for a mistake. I'm not looking for a certain pitch.
We got 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Hitting the ball hard. Trying to locate. He's been taking some pitches with these guys. I'm just trying to locate fastball, and now this is the same pitch I threw him in the first inning, so I probably shouldn't have done that again. But it was kind of the same result. Pop up to the right side. So next inning, next time he comes up, if I get to 2 strikes with him again, I'm gonna remember that, and I'm gonna try to do something that looks like it's going to be the same thing, but it's not. So probably I'll end up throwing a curveball on 2 strikes because he'll think it's coming in as a changeup. He sees the slowness of it, but then all of a sudden it breaks away or breaks inside to him. I'm gonna try to get him leaning a little bit. Let's see if he looks for this pitch. Nope. He's definitely off balance. If you miss a fastball like that. Finally a good cutter. That's basically exactly what you want. He did get it pretty deep, but you know, for Stanton, that's not really a deep fly ball for him.
Inside, ball 3.
Interesting. Do you think I was trying to steal with Willie Stargell? I can't wait to get the chipper with power. This chipper just floats everything too much.
Ball one, no strike. Count is 1 and 2.
I'm thinking he goes fastball.
He's out. Ball, that's out. His pitch count is in a really good place at this point in the game. He's calling the zone and getting first pitch outs, just like he did on the last guy. We might see him.
He's not doing too well against these curveballs, so I'm just trying to throw it as much as I can so I can get it in his head. I didn't throw it too much in the early going, but he'll be in his head a little bit. Now if I get him to 2 strikes right here, he's definitely looking curveball. So I'm going to throw a cutter up. Maybe he wasn't looking curveball. I can throw another changeup. Let's see. He's covering everything right now. Not necessarily trying to get a strikeout here. Nice. He's really leaning on his slider now. Let's see how much it's changed. Oh, never mind. Yeah, now his slider is equal to his fastball, but he's really balancing his 3 pitches. Looking slider here. It was a good slider. I should have, if I was going to hit that pitch, it would have to be to right field.
Nope. Counts 1-0. Get it ready, big boy. This guy's throwing 3 pitches right here. Best way. Ball, that's out. 92
Ooh. I didn't think I got around on that pitch.
3 balls, 1 strike.
I gotta look fastball. I gotta look something center cut. It wasn't bad. Just missed it.
3-2.
I spazzed. My eye like shot to the other side. That means it's time to go to bed.
That's a ball. Ball one, no strike.
By the way, I'm talking really quiet. I think my roommate might be sleeping. He just got in a little bit ago. Yeah, it's a good one so far. I think I hit a leadoff home run with Larry Doby and then nothing since. Had 3 hits in the first inning and then he settled down. Next stream is going to be next Wednesday night for sure. We're going to set the schedule Wednesday nights. Will be pretty much guaranteed. And then I'm going to try to do like as much as I can outside of that. I want to prioritize videos first of all. So if I have a chance to make a video, I'm going to do that. And then will be the Wednesday streams. And then I'll try to get some streams in as well. So I'm thinking I'm not going to know if I'm going to be here this weekend yet. And we'll see. It depends on what happens probably tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know. It's possible that we'll have one like Saturday afternoon. I don't know if you guys are available Saturday afternoon. I know it's probably a busy day. People are doing stuff. So we'll play by ear. But next Wednesday for sure. I gotcha. Yeah, some people are working, some people will be out doing stuff, so if Wednesday's good, then we'll see you then. I'm trying to think of another time that I might do it. Possibly Friday night? No, Friday night's gonna be busy for most people. Let's stick with Wednesday. That actually might be a better way for me to put it. Just leave it as Wednesday, and yeah, I'm gonna force myself not to stream is what I'm trying to say, other than next Wednesday, because if I get too stream happy then I lose focus and then other stuff doesn't get done. This is my favorite left-hander in the game. Gold ticket counter Alex Wood. I wouldn't recommend spending your tickets in general until something good is in there. But man, the ticket counter Alex Wood, that's as good as it gets. He hung it and I missed it. Ooh, right down the middle, man. I gotta make some runs happen here. I think I'm still out of sorts from the last guy I played. He had my mind all messed up. I didn't swing at that. Get foul. Nice. Alright, let's bust him inside a little bit. This guy is a little pull happy. He's trying to pull everything. So I need to make him look inside so I can get him outside. So make him look inside. The pitch should not be on the plate, but he's looking there now. I'm throw one more. But I need to spot it. Alright, now I'm going to go away with this pitch. It's a possibility he's looking away just because of the shift. That's the one thing I didn't consider. But I think he's still trying to pull the ball. Now I'm going to make him look away. Throw a pitch inside. Try to get him ground over on it. Roll over on it for a grounder. That's the pitch he was looking for. I'm not looking for that one, and then I'm just gonna try to throw one that floats over the middle of the plate and hopefully gets to the corner. Let's get some runs, get some runs. The one really bad thing about my lineup right now is that I struggle against lefties. It's probably why I lost the last game. I'm trying to get lefties out of my lineup, and I'm not sure if, well, once the Immortals hit, those will be my lefties, and then I can try to do whatever I want with my right-handed hitters. Like Babe Ruth, Stan Musial. Those guys are going to be okay, because they've got power against lefties. I can hit fine righty on righty, but lefty on lefty I struggle with, no matter how good they are. It just doesn't feel the same as a righty on righty. Barely got a piece of it. I have to go to the right field. I'm too jumpy right now. We got Billy Williams. He's gonna walk me if I let him, but I'm not letting him walk me. There's a good one to swing at. Not enough. Alright, it doesn't look like I can rely on my runs coming through, so I really need to make sure that I'm holding down the fort on the pitch inside. Nope. This guy's just not a good hitter. I made plenty of mistakes in this game. I should be losing. Just getting lucky. The problem is that he's within striking range, and if he just puts one good swing on it, that's all he needs. And I guarantee you he's hit at least one home run in his life. So if he's hit one, he can hit two. Now he's being smart. Now he knows how he's got to come back in this game. Oh, what was that? No. I gotta go curveball. Curveball is the one that, even when I throw it in the wrong spot. Now he's sitting on R2. So let's see. He's sitting on R2, he's being cheesy now. That's out. Let's warm up a pitcher. I didn't realize I was at 80 pitches. My rating now is 840 something. I lost a couple really good games, one-run games, I believe. And yeah, and now it's another one-run game. My hitting is just falling apart. So definitely not making World Series tonight. But all I need is like three. I just need a 3-game win streak. Probably after this, actually. Let's see. If I win 3 games, that's about 50 points. Yeah, I need about a 4-game win streak. That'll get me all the way through. Definitely gonna pinch hit. I only have. Well, here's the thing. I could bring in Mark Reynolds, which would probably be smart because he can hit the lefty, and then it's possible that he brings in a righty to switch it up. But I don't think he has anybody warming up, so that's fine. I like to have Victor Robles and Gary Carter as my last guys off the bench, because if I don't use them as pinch hitters, then they're very good as replacement fielders late in the game. And now it's time to get the save, and I don't have Hoffman warming up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Lee Smith for 1 batter. Whoever he brings in is whoever he brings in. And then I'm going to go Jake McGee for a batter. And then I'll go I'll go Trevor Hoffman. He's got Bryce coming off the bench. How stacked is this freaking team? No. Dude. I don't use a visual PCI, so like you can't see it, but it is zone hitting. So I am controlling a PCI, just not visibly. Sorry, I'm talking low because I think my roommate's going to sleep. So this is the last game, the last inning that we're playing, hopefully, unless we go to extra innings, that would suck. Alright, he's gone to Killebrew, and that's not good because he took out the one guy that wasn't dangerous even against right-handed pitching, and this guy is dangerous because he can home run any pitch. That's good though. I really should have brought in. Oh, that was a wild sequence of. My heart just went all over the place. I'm gonna at least bring in Victor Robles. I'll put Chipper at 3rd and Albert at 1st. Willie Stargell will be Victor Robles. And here comes Hoffman. Alright, let's start him off with a fastball. He's sitting on R2. I think he's looking changed, so I'm going to try to throw it off the plate a little bit. But he's playing smart. He's playing smart. Still sitting on R2. Fake bunting. Classy, classy. Alright. Wow. This guy's something else. Well, that's what you do when you're getting 1 hit, I guess. Alright. One pitch he hasn't seen is the slider. I've thrown changeup fastball. So I'm actually going to throw this over the plate. Yeah. This guy wasn't hitting anything. He has a BR 12-0. I just realized that. He had a 12-0 nameplate. And I don't understand how you do that when you miss every single fat pitch down the middle. That guy must have been super blazed. What just happened? I didn't even dice him up though. I think he was drunk, honestly. I don't think he was trying, because did you see his rating? That guy was not trying at all. No. No chance. I'm gonna take a look at this guy's how do you look at his what's it called? Universal nameplate. Name profile. I need to go to bed. The guy was not trying. But I'm gonna look him up on standings. He's probably like a top 10 player if he's got that kind of rating. What was his name? I should have looked at what his name was. Blackjack Ernie. There he is. Best season was 976. So his average is 221. His ERA is really good. I don't know, man. What's this guy's deal? He had to have been drunk. That's my only guess. But okay. So I only had one run, right? And his numbers are actually very similar to mine. So I don't know. Maybe it was just kind of like the environment. I don't know. If I could get 4 hits in one game and that's it, and 1 run, then that makes sense. Yeah, he must hit a few home runs. Exactly. It's kind of what I do sometimes. I hit home runs and make people quit. Or I get like really deep in a game and my pitching keeps me in it and I lose. But it was just surprising that he... Yeah, I didn't even... It wasn't even really a mistake. It was a change-up low. First couple innings, he was throwing pitches down low. Yeah, I'll take it. Well, okay. So I'm not trying to put myself down or anything, but it's just that he missed so many pitches down the middle. That's the only thing. I threw a lot of pitches down the middle. He missed it, so I'll take it. That puts me at 873, which means I only need 2 more wins to get to World Series. And if I was hitting, I would probably play another game. But I'm gonna hold off. I'll probably play another one tomorrow. We'll see. If I play at a time where I can stream, maybe I will. But that's probably it for tonight. I thank you guys for giving me props. But that game was just weird. It was weird. But anyway, yeah, I had fun too. Sorry, it's kind of quiet at the end, but hope you guys hope there was something. We did talk about some pitching stuff, and I was wrong on the last like 50 predictions, but that's okay. We're gonna do more predictions next time. Yeah, I'll probably, I don't know, we'll see. But good luck. Shoot. Yeah, see you, man. I've never beat pitching Rebel. I think he's slaughtered me twice. 7-2, nice. Yeah, he's slaughtered me twice. Probably in like 6 innings. Yeah, we're gonna dive deeper, and I mentioned that there's a series that I want to do about. Well, first of all, I want to do a series on like the time it's going to take to do these immortals and the number of stubs. But I want to do a series on statistics and a little bit of sabermetrics and stuff, and how we can relate it to this video game. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that, but it's coming soon, hopefully. But yeah, I hope it's helping out. So had a good time, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.